Hello everyone, this is Nicole from Altenew. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can use the Craft a Flower Cistus die set and layer the different layers together to create a finished flower blooms and leaves. This is a laid out die cut that goes together, or die pieces that goes together. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of this for your reference or just follow along as I put them together. To cut these die cuts using a cardstock, I'll be using our gradient cardstock sets. So Green Meadows gradient cardstock set for our leaves, details, and the layering parts. And for the flower blooms, there are two flower blooms. I'm going to use Cherry Blossom gradient cardstock set. So we're going to lay out all four colors because there are some four layers that goes together with light and dark. And then I'll be using a yellow cardstock from a summer afternoon gradient cardstock set for the center portion of the flower, just to have a bit of highlights and accent. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these all out first, and then we'll get into the assembling. We'll start with the more round shaped cistus flower, and I cut the lightest color using the solid part, and there is this groove layer that you can use as a matching point. We'll go ahead and put our second layer using a glue. I'm using our Precision 2-in-1 liquid glue. You can use any glue you have, but liquid glue or our double-sided adhesive sheet is perfect for this. And you're going to match each layer using that little groove line on the left corner of the flower, and then top center portion of the flower petals, layer the second and then third portion of this round shaped flower. This third layer has a tiny piece also that cuts out, so don't throw that away. This needs to go into one of the flower petals, and I'm putting it over here. From my matching point, this one goes to the top left corner of the flower. Now the darkest layer was cut using the center portion of the flower layer, and that fits nicely into the left top corner of the flower center. And then we're going to use a yellow cardstock from the Summer Afternoon Gradient Cardstock set and put that center portion accent part right there. Now we'll move on to the next one. This one has a more interesting side view shape of the bloom, I believe. And we're going to refer to the top right portion of the flower, and then the left portion of the flower, and then the bottom portion of the flower as our three matching points. So the lightest color in the solid layer, second color with the first partial layer, and then the darker color, which is a third one from the Cherry Blossom gradient cardstock, with our third layer. And we are going to line this up using the center portion of the flower that is kind of empty right now from the second layer. So you can refer to that when you're adding the third layer, as well as the center portion we're going to do here. So this last layer of the flower that cut out with the darkest cardstock is going to be on the center, and it has a tiny cutout pieces as well. So you're gonna not throw that away and add that to the right bottom corner of the flower. So I'm gonna show you where to add that small piece. Add a little bit of glue, and that goes on the bottom right portion of the flower. Just need to pick it up with the tweezer and then line it up with the edges of the flower. Okay, now we're going to dress this up with our yellow highlight center flower portion, and that finishes the bloom. So this is pretty straightforward. It just has a lot of layers and it just takes time, but you can get these layered up pretty easily when you follow the guideline. The leaves are much more straightforward compared to the blooms, so I'm going to just speed this up a little bit and show you. I used light for the solid layer, the second color for the first layering part, and then the darkest color with the more detailed layering part. And you're going to just follow the veins of these leaf designs, line it up, and then adhere them using a liquid glue. These are very intricate dies, so make sure you add plenty of glues to get into those tiny cracks, part of the detailed designs that we have. There are two different leaves, so you're going to assemble them one by one using 3 different layers for each leaf. If you're not really good with working with liquid glues, I highly recommend using our double-sided adhesive tape or adhesive sheets, and that you just need to add it to the back of the cardstock and run it through the die cutting machine with the die set, and then peel off the backing sheet to adhere them. So it's pretty simple and easy. Here is a finished look at our Craft a Flower Cistus. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let us know by emailing us at support@altenew.com. Thank you for watching.